Hello and welcome back. Doing another job. This time it's a bit of a different one for me. I've decided to look at rear view or backup cameras or rear view camera for the Caravan, and I've been sent one by Haloview. Now, I looked at these in the past before and they did contact me a couple of years ago and offered me a camera, but I said no because it needed wiring up and it needed a permanent live, and for where I wanted to put it, I didn't want to start drilling holes in the Caravan and messing about with that. But this one works off a solar panel, which you stick to the roof, and that powers the camera. So there's no drilling, there's no routing any cables or anything like that, and it connects via some aerials. Now, I've bought an SD card. I bought a SanDisk 128 gigs SD card. It will take a 256 gig SD card. I'll put that in a second, so we'll just open it up. Manual, all the information's in there. I'll go through some of that. There's three aerials. One's for the actual camera, and two are for the receiver. So I'll put them over there. There's various cables, and they're the mounts. Now, the mounts stick to the Caravan, 3M stickers, and then they're magnetic. So there's no drilling. For the solar panel, you can drill it, but I'm not going to do it. Now, I was a bit dubious about that, but I have seen people with this on the back of their vehicles, and it all seems to be honky-dory, but I'll show you how I'm going to do that. That's the screen. I think it's a 7-inch screen. It's a touch screen as well. It's all touch control, and it's quite compact as well. Yeah, it's not bad. There's where the two aerials go on the top. So that's the screen. They've got two mounts, one to go onto the windscreen, and then we've got another with 3M sticker on the bottom, and that's to go onto the dashboard, but I'm not going to be doing that. That's to clean the roof before you stick adhesive promoter on there. There's to stick that onto the roof. There's another section here. There's the solar panel. I think the solar panel, if I remember rightly, is 10 inches by about 8 inches or something, like 6 inches or something like that, and it's quite substantial. That's the pad on the back that's magnetic, and then obviously I'm going to stick that on the roof to power the camera up, and there's the camera itself. Now, the camera is 1080p, and then obviously you put it on the back, and then you can adjust where you're going to put that by moving that down, and the aerial goes on there. And that's it's got night vision on it as well. You can see the lights in there. So we'll when I get on site in a few weeks, I'll try that at night and see what it looks like. The only thing that I found negative with this is, at the moment, is this plug. Now, that's no use, no ornament to me in the UK to charge it, because it's got a battery within this which will last 4 to 14 hours. There is a battery within the actual camera itself, and the solar panel obviously keeps that topped up. You take this off, and then you plug your solar panel into there, and that screws on. Again, that's waterproof. I think it's IP66, I think, rated. First thing we're going to do is mount the camera onto the rear of the Caravan, and then I'm going to look at where I'm going to put the solar panel on the back as well. Right, so that's where I'm going to fit the solar panel, but in true Caravan Nut style, it started to rain. So I'm putting it behind there, the skylight there, then the wind doesn't catch it, and lift it up, hopefully. Yeah, this magnetic thing's quite strong, so that's where we're going to put it. Just stick it there, and there's enough cable to reach the camera, which I'm going to put right on the back at the top here. So that's the solar panel stuck on, and believe me, it is stuck on, so I'm going to leave that there. What I'm going to do first, before I stick this on, I'm going to just place it on the back of the Caravan and put the lens hopefully in place, and then check the positioning of it first before I actually stick it down. Right, so I'm just doing this here, then I can plug it into this 12-volt socket here. So first of all, we need to put the antennas on. There's two of these. This is just to make sure that the camera is in the right position on the back of the Caravan, because I don't want to stick that down and discover that it's not in the right position. Now, the way that this works is that when you switch the unit on, it sends a signal to the camera and switches the camera on, so you don't have to go up and physically switch the actual camera on itself on the back of the Caravan. So I'm going to plug that into there. And we've got 12 volt and the screen's coming on. And there we've got the back view of the Caravan. So I want it so it's just viewing the back of the Caravan. So maybe that's a little bit too low, that. So what I'll do is I'll go to the back, and you can see that, and adjust that and see what I think. Right, so that's the camera fitted to the back. I've put the aerial down, and then I've put these tabs that they give you for the cable up to the solar panel, which is there. The camera's stuck on, it's quite sturdy. We'll see what happens when we get our first trip out, but there's no drilling, no obviously cutting into the body of the van or anything like that, so that's far easier than the last one I looked at. Let's look at the monitor now in the car. Right, so I've chose to, if I can get this on camera, mount it there in the car, and I'm actually a few bays away from the Caravan. The Caravan is about 3 bays to my left, so I'm just going to switch this on and hopefully that will connect. There we go. So I am a considerable distance away from the Caravan. Now let's have a look at the features on this. So we've got 4 channels, so you can add multiple cameras to it. Here in this mirror section you've got mirror mode, so you can turn the camera different directions. Obviously if you mount it in different places, I don't know why you'd mount it that way up, but for me that's back to front, and that's the way that I want it. So it's the right way round. I can see it as it's looking there. At the top of the screen it's saying it's recording, so we can press back button there, and we can go into back again. We can put the lines on, so if I go to parking there, these lines are set apart. I can move them in by putting my finger on here and moving the lines in, and I can move them out, in and out if I need to. I've moved them out and then put them up, but what I've actually done with the lines is if I go into settings, no, it's not that one, sorry. If I go into, you can actually switch those off. I've actually switched them off, I think. Yeah, they're not on, so I don't want them on, so I can switch them off. It does record in here as well, so you can record. It's currently recording now at the bottom there, at the top there, sorry, I don't know if you can see that. It is recording. You can play back within this as well, so you can take the SD card out and get the footage. It's telling me there that the battery, I think that's the camera one, and that is charging. It also records volume as well, but I've got that off at the moment to record volume. See the volume button here, it's mute, so I've got mute on, so I'm not recording the volume outside. But that could come in handy if we're backing into a bay and Angela's at the back of the Caravan and she can talk to me through that and I'll be able to hear what she's saying. With this one there we can change the obviously we can change the lines on and off. I've got them off, the volume's off. Hang on, that takes it into 4 screens. Obviously we want this one here, the 4 different cameras. There we go, tap it twice and it opens this one. You can adjust the brightness, so it's like nighttime colours. See, the brightness is going up and down as I'm doing that. Night mode, I think, and that's the record button. So that's the camera is there. It looks quite good where it is. The picture's really good quality. What we're going to do next is take it for a bit of a run on the road. In terms of the camera, we've just left site now and we're going down this quite narrow lane, and it's ideal this because I can quite clearly see what's behind me. So if something was to come the other way, I would know whether I would be able to reverse or stay. But if you look at the picture, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's really clear and I've got a really good view of what's behind me. So for something like this, it's invaluable. So on the motorway, you get a really good clear view of what's behind you. When you want to move in between, you've overtaken something, you can see it. You can see what's coming up behind you. It's really effective on the motorway. There's no loss of signal, no pixelating. The picture is crystal clear, really. There's nothing. It's not lost its signal once. So in terms of the actual system, I think it's really effective. Would I buy one? It's description, I think there might be maybe a discount code, I'm not too sure, but there might be. So that's the Haloview, I think it's the solar powered one, no wires, sorry, no drilling, spot on, yeah, good system. Thanks for watching, you take care and we'll see you soon.